Hello and welcome to this live stream. Now, as ever, if you join it and you ask questions, your questions will take priority. But I've been watching the forums, and a particular concern that teachers have expressed this week is what work should I be setting my children on maths over Christmas? And I'm going to focus on age 9 to 11, years 5 and 6 in England, because they're the teachers who are most concerned. Quite rightly, further down the school, teachers are just saying, we'll deal with it in the long term. We're all knackered, and they're less concerned about this. But teachers in year 5 and 6 have got a real sense of impending exams in most cases, or at least that children need to have covered a lot of maths to be ready for secondary school. And of course, you're all knackered, and it's really hard to stand back from it and get your head around it. So here, I've been thinking about it in a lot of depth, and here is my suggestion. First thing is, it is a good idea to set some maths over the Christmas holiday for this group. There's more time for people to do it, and more energy and enthusiasm for doing it, and commitment to doing it, because families are going to be away much less. They've got much less. They've got more time on their hands, and they're much more aware of the need for their children to catch up on stuff. So it is worth doing. But it's got to be really relevant. People have got to have a sense that it's relevant, that it's something that's worth doing for their child. They don't just want to be given stuff that's going to be too hard for the family, or that's just being given for the sake of being given, that the teacher hasn't really thought about. It's got to be good, it's got to be relevant. So the topic that I'm suggesting you send home is measure conversions, because it's really useful general knowledge. And parents can really buy into the idea when you send them an email saying, a message saying, look, I've had to focus on core number, and the wider measure aspect of maths has been neglected. Please, can you help me with this? And I've created this worksheet of flashcards of facts, conversion facts for children to learn. You could print this out for them, and they could cut it up in the run up to Christmas. And so we've got things like, 1,000 millilitres is a litre, and clearly they do need to know this. And you can write to the parents and say, look, can you help them learn their flashcards? This will be really useful life knowledge. It's stuff, this links up with the primary English Maths National Curriculum, so it's stuff they need to know for their SATs, but also for life, that we haven't had anywhere near as much time to cover as I would like. And as you work on this, where you find children don't deeply know a fact, can you give them practical experiences that will help them? Could you walk a mile with them, and on the way notch off the kilometre, so they get a sense of a kilometre being 5/8 of a mile, which is one of these conversion facts? If they're struggling with millilitres and litres, can you do some measuring in measuring jugs with them, so they've got that experience to help them remember that fact? And hopefully there you're creating a really powerful experience over the Christmas holiday that most children will benefit from, and most families will feel, yes, this is for us, this is relevant to us, this is something we can work on. And I value the fact that this teacher has taken the time to see the world from our point of view. And then when you come back, this all links into the video I've launched this week on measure conversions, by the way. So if you look at that, it explains all this in more detail. But there's this worksheet on challenging questions that use these facts, and you can set this in groups and get the children thinking. And then, of course, some of them will say, oh, I forgot to learn my facts. And you can say, oh, well, you've got a test on Monday, so make sure you learn them this weekend. And if you know there are some children who are going to struggle to do that, you can talk to them on a personal basis. But some of them might have got it done that you didn't expect. And there are answers on the back of this worksheet. And beyond that, I would just look at the children. And if you know there's a child with a particular gap, it's worth setting some work on that, because it's an opportunity. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. But it could be really relevant. If you know, for example, your class are terrible at the 8 times table, you might set them one of my worksheets on short multiplication by 8 and another on short division by 8, because that's really good practice on all sorts of maths. It's doable, it's relevant. If they can't do that, you need to know at this stage. But it practices those 8 times table results in a context. It practices them again and again and again. So all of these worksheets can be found at www.authenticmaths.co.uk/worksheets, and they're all downloadable for free. What else was I going to say? Yep, just a quick review. I'd seen a few people have come and gone, but quick review. So I've put live videos recently on teaching capacity, teaching weight, teaching time, teaching money, teaching temperature, and this one on measure conversions. So they're all there. I mean, you might want to link the parents to them, or look at them at yourself in the new year if you find children have got particular gaps. And the one that's going live straight after this, we've finished the measure stuff now and moving on to the very last phase of the series 4 videos on applied maths. So we've covered all the shape, we've covered all the measure, we're finally onto the data, and there's a video on data tables, that's frequency tables, pictograms and bar charts going live at 9:30 today. And then I've only got 3 left to do, and I'm really pushing myself to get them done this week, because then I've got the children and really want to focus on Christmas, and it was always my ambition to get them done this year. I will get them done this year, I promise myself. I don't know if anyone else is fussed. The 3 remaining are the one on continuous data, on graphs that you need scales for in both directions, and then I've got one on circles and pie charts, and the final one is on calculating the mean. And that's going to be a lovely one to end up with, because most people don't see the really simple insights that help so much in terms of people understanding this. So it'll be nice to do that. Okay, I am going to clock off now. I hope you found that useful. If you've got any questions, if you weren't here for the live stream, if you just pop them in the comments, I'll do my best to answer them. And good luck. Bye for now.